It's fascinating, isn't it? How life has a rhythm, a pattern that seems so familiar, so predictable. And yet, as you're listening now, you might begin to wonder, what if the very feeling of being stuck is simply the mind preparing you for something greater? Because isn't it true? Before any breakthrough, there's often a pause, a moment when the caterpillar wonders if it will ever be more, not realizing it's on the edge of transformation. And as you reflect on that, you might begin to notice that change is not something you resist, but something you've already embraced in so many ways. Think about it. You've grown, you've learned, you've adapted. And doesn't that show that deep inside, you already know how to step forward? It's as if the seeds of growth, they've always been planted, just waiting for the right moment to bloom. And right now, you might feel a sense of curiosity. Curiosity about what happens when you let go of the old, familiar loops. Imagine those loops as rivers flowing in circles, always returning to the same place. But now, picture this. One day, the river finds a new path, carving its way into uncharted territory, discovering new landscapes, new possibilities. Isn't it exciting to think that you are the river, ready to flow into something bigger, something better? Because here's the truth. Change is natural, change is inevitable, and change is yours. You might already be realizing holding on to the past is like clinging to a branch, when all you really need to do is to let go and to allow the current to carry you to where you truly belong. And as you imagine that now, you might find yourself feeling lighter, more free, more open to the abundance that's waiting for you. You see, abundance, it isn't something you chase, it's something you allow. When you think about stepping into your power, it's not about forcing anything, is it? No, it's about remembering that power is already within you, like a light switch in a dark room. It's always been there, just waiting for you to turn it on. So what happens when you flip that switch? What happens when you allow yourself to shine, to glow, to radiate the energy of someone who dreams bigger, believes more, and achieves beyond what they ever thought was possible? As you imagine that light glowing brighter, you might notice how your mind begins to shift. Old beliefs, like outdated stories, simply dissolve. Because you're the author now. You're writing a new chapter, filled with dreams that excite you, goals that inspire you, and the confidence to know that you can and you will achieve them. Think about it. Every step you've ever taken has brought you here. And isn't it true? Every step you take now brings you closer to the life you deserve. A life of joy, of success, of abundance. So natural it feels like breathing. And as you imagine stepping into that version of yourself, you might begin to notice how good it feels to embrace change. Not just accept it, but to truly enjoy it. Because every change is a doorway, and every doorway leads to something even better. Maybe, just maybe, you're beginning to realize that the loop you thought you were stuck in was never really a loop at all. It was a spiral, always moving upward, always leading you higher. And now you can see the horizon wider, brighter, and filled with possibilities. Because you're not stuck, you're evolving. And with every breath you take, you're stepping into a reality where bigger dreams, better goals, and greater abundance are already waiting for you. And you deserve it all, don't you? You deserve the joy, the excitement, the freedom of knowing that you're in control. That you can let go of the past, embracing the present, and create a future that truly reflects who you are and what you're capable of. And as you think about that now, maybe you can feel it. That quiet confidence building, that spark of inspiration growing, that undeniable truth whispering, you've got this, because you do. And the best part, you already knew that, didn't you? So as you listen now, you might notice how the idea of being stuck is already beginning to shift, isn't it? Because isn't it curious how the mind loves patterns? Patterns that once served you so well. Like training wheels on a bike. Do you remember how they kept you balanced when you were learning to ride? And yet, there came a day, without even realizing it, when you no longer needed them. They simply fell away, naturally, effortlessly, because you'd outgrown them. And isn't that what's happening now? Those old patterns, those loops that you're used to spinning, they were never your enemy. They are simply training wheels, tools to guide you until you are ready for something greater. And now, as you think about where you are, isn't it obvious that you're ready? Ready to trust yourself, ready to expand into the life you've been preparing for all along. Because here's the truth that so many forget. Patterns don't trap you, they teach you. And the moment you've learned that lesson that they've been offering, they dissolve, like mist in the morning sun. And as you consider that now, you might begin to ask yourself, what have these patterns been teaching me? What strengths have I gained? What wisdom have I uncovered? And as you let those answers bubble up, you might realize you've already learned everything that you need to know. The lesson is complete, and now it's time to move forward. So imagine this. You've been standing in front of a door, thinking it was locked, when all along the key was in your pocket. And as you reach for it now, yes, now, and turn the handle, notice how easily the door swings open. Beyond it, you can see the life you've always dreamed of, the goals you've been searching for, and the freedom to embrace change with joy, excitement and ease. And isn't it interesting how simply stepping through the door changes everything? It's as if in this moment, your mind is already beginning to align with the truth. You're free. You've always been free. Because change is not the enemy. Change is the bridge that carries you from where you were to where you're meant to be. And as you walk across that bridge now, you might begin to notice how safe it feels, how strong it is beneath your feet. With every step, you're moving closer to the version of yourself who not only dreams bigger, but believes bigger. And doesn't it feel good to know that you can trust this process, that every step forward is taking you exactly where you need to go? And as you think about that now, isn't it fascinating how the mind can reframe what used to feel like a challenge into an opportunity? Think about a storm. At first, it might seem chaotic, overwhelming. But after the rain passes, the air is clearer, the ground is richer, and the seeds you've planted begin to grow. And maybe you're realizing now that the storm in your life was never there to stop you. They were there to cleanse, to renew, to create space for the abundance that's been waiting for you all along. Because abundance is your birthright, isn't it? It's not something you earn, to fight for, or to prove yourself worthy of. It's simply something you allow. And as you allow it now, you might notice a quiet voice inside you growing louder. A voice that says, yes, I deserve this. Yes, I'm ready. Yes, I'm enough. And those words echo throughout your mind. Isn't it interesting how they feel less like something you're trying to believe and more like something you've always known? Because here's the thing about beliefs. They're like glasses. The ones you used to wear shaped how you saw the world, didn't they? But now, as you've taken them off and tried something new, you can see more clearly than ever before. You can see the old beliefs, the ones that whispered you're stuck or you can't, were never really yours. They were just borrowed, handed down, like old clothes that no longer fit. And now it's time to slip into something new, something that feels like you. So what happens when you believe deeply and completely that change is your ally? That every shift, every detour, every twist in the road is guiding you to exactly where you're meant to be? What happens when you step into your power? Not someday, not eventually, but now. What happens when you let go of hesitation, embrace possibility, and fully claim the abundance, joy, and success you're already waiting for? Because here's the beautiful thing. The process of change, it isn't something you have to force or figure out. It's something you already know how to do. Just like a seed knows how to become a tree, you know how to grow. You know how to adapt, to dream, to create. And as you think about that now, you might begin to feel a deep sense of trust. Trust in yourself. Trust in the process. Trust in the infinite possibilities that are opening up before you. And maybe, just maybe, you're beginning to notice how those old loops, those old patterns, they're already fading. They're like footprints in the sand, washed away by the tide, leaving the beach smooth and open, ready for something new. And as you stand on the beach, now gazing at the horizon, you can feel it, can't you? That sense of freedom, of expansion, of stepping into a life where dreams become goals, and goals become reality. Because you're not stuck, you never were. You're simply gathering strength, gathering wisdom, gathering everything that you need to step boldly into the future you've always deserved. And as you do that now, yes, now, you might notice how good it feels to embrace change, to enjoy it, to let it carry you to new heights. Because this is your time, this is your moment, and you're ready, aren't you?